performance was amazing. You know, it was unlike anything I've ever expected. The colors, the precision, it was beautiful. If you have not done this, I think you're missing out on something in life. You know, the traditional things that you do in life, it's the same. But this is not same. The respect of China, the beauty of it, all I can say is it was an outstanding performance, outstanding.
雷道先生带他的侄女来看神韵演出，作为其18岁生日的礼物。他认为观看神韵是最好的礼物。
So this is a special time for me. My brother married Lisa, who's half Chinese. They adopted a child who is Chinese. Mindy now is 18 years old, and I felt I wanted to do something really special. What I did here was I brought her back to China, and I thought this was an amazing gift. I am so thrilled that I could give something besides just some gift. This is an amazing gift. Everybody that I've seen tonight, and the synchronization and all the work that everybody has done, it's amazing. It's just heartfelt, and I just got to say that I've never felt so good as I have tonight in giving this gift. I would just employ everybody to consider going. Spend the money. You will not be disappointed.
新唐人美中记者站美国密西根州底特律市采访报道。
2019年3月6号晚，神韵环球艺术团在美国车城的底特律歌剧院的第5场演出，赢得了全场的热烈掌声。Michael Tannick 先生是大底特律地区娱乐经纪公司的老板，专门负责承办底特律多家剧院的音乐会。他和一起前来观看神韵的财务顾问 Karen Madsen 女士对演出的动态天幕赞美连连，同时他们也非常喜欢神韵所弘扬的传统价值观。
I loved it. I was especially impressed with the projection and the way the dancers interacted with the screen. I thought that was really cool. At first I thought they were stills, but then you could see, like in the beginning where the fires were, you could see the smoke and the water moving, and it was very cool.
I love the color of the costumes, the way their hair was, everything flowed, the material was beautiful. It was just elegant, very elegant.
活跃于底特律百老汇的 Tannick 先生是一家娱乐经纪公司的老板。神韵展示的传统文化与信仰，让他和一同来看演出的财务顾问 Madsen 女士产生了强烈共鸣。
I like the historical aspect, but I like the values and the culture from that time, and I think it's very important that we continue that into the modern era.
I totally agree. It should still stay here. It should never change. It's something that everything now is modern, everything is evolving, but to keep that, it's precious, it's cherished. Don't ever change it. I believe that, from dust to dust, and that the way we live our lives is it has to be good, it has to be pure, it has to be love, and it has to be given. And I believe that you get that back when you do pass away from this earth.
I believe in reincarnation, and I believe in the spirit of the human, or the strength of the human spirit. So to see the culture and to see that those beliefs are multicultural and they spread throughout the whole civilization. I think people from all different ethnic backgrounds kind of have the same feeling and the same understanding of where we come from and where we're going to. And to see it expressed in a different culture is kind of refreshing, kind of substantiates the way I feel.
新唐人美中记者站美国密西根州底特律市采访报道。
The performance was amazing. Yeah, it's amazing because it was energetic, but at the same time could leave you feeling very peaceful. so interestingly, you feel connected to an ancient world that for me, so the second half, it was very plain to me how the instrumentalists can bring ancient times into a modern world. Yeah, and help me feel connected to a world that, like I said, I know very little about.
J.T. Kirkpatrick 先生在一家跨国电子仪器制造集团公司北美分部担任总裁。他认为神韵传播的真相穿越古今。
Well, when you talk about truth transcends the ages, right? So the message is timeless. Applicable 5,000 years ago, applicable today, applicable 5,000 years from now. The message, for one, the beauty of culture, but for two, there is a spiritual realm to every civilization, whether it's on one side of the world or the other. There is a spiritual connection that we all share as human beings.
克克 Patrick 先生和女友向所有人推荐神韵。
Oh, I think it's a wonderful mission. So in Detroit, we have many nationalities, and we come into communication with each other. We live with each other, and so this was a great time for me to be exposed to the Chinese culture and expand my appreciation for it.
They have to come see it. It was beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Everyone must see it. Tell them, too bad you didn't come. You have to hurry and come and see.
新唐人美中记者站美国密西根州底特律市采访报道。
I really enjoyed the combination of the backgrounds with the dancing. In the background you have the computer screen and things moving there and characters. Going from one to the other was really interesting. I thought it was exciting.
Oh, it's a lovely performance. We're learning so much about the Asian culture that we would not have known any other way. The dance, is something that we don't see around here in the United States, and combined with the computer-generated imaging is very fascinating to me.
The values of the culture and the focus on family and beauty in the culture, dance, and to learn that it's very similar to ballet as far as the difficulty of the performances, and to see the high level of athleticism and how that is valued in their culture is very, very interesting.
Fiorito 先生和 Zaytona 女士从文化角度盛赞神韵，强调保留传统的重要性。
Very interesting to see the culture and the hear the stories behind some of their performances, and the fact that some of these are not allowed in China was very interesting to learn under the communist regime.
To me, I think that it tells me that this is one of the longest, if not the longest, civilization around, and the way they preserve their culture and pass it down from generation to generation is very important to them. And there's parts of this culture that still have an impact in society today, and parts of it have to do with family, with love, with forces of good and evil. And there's so much to learn, and there's so much to even apply to life today from this culture.
新唐人美中记者站密西根州底特律采访报道。
And it was awesome. It was a lot more than what I expected, and like I said, it was really beautiful. I would come again, for sure. The music, the performers. It just seemed so perfect, with no mistakes or anything like that.
Artistically, it's beautiful to know that there are so many different aspects of dance and how they bring it into the culture, and that's something I think that they should share more with the world, is the idea that there is so much enthusiasm and love and compassion in the Chinese dance, and it just brought to life what I guess you could say the atmosphere is and could be in anybody's aspect of their life.
对于现代社会的传统缺失，劳克rich夫妇都从神韵的精彩演出中获得了启迪。
In my mind, back to the generations and the cultures and the family and the acceptance and the trials that they have back then too are just as much as there are today. But you have to go back and you have to see what made us the way we are today, and you have to go back to some of those aspects of where we came from and what we do and what makes us where we're at today.
Well, the one thing that I looked at, it was the last thing that they done with the cell phones and everything. It's like, wow, that is today. But what was it back in the days? It wasn't like that at all. And it was important with that situation because we have taken our cell phones and we put those first. We can't go without them unless we have our cell phone. It's almost like a life support system and everything, which I wish that we could have went a different way with that, because the cell phone isn't as important as your family or as your loved one that's sitting next to you, your mom and dad and all that. And that's what's happened now is the cell phones have taken place of all of that and relationships.
新唐人美中记者站美国密西根州底特律市采访报道。
I can see in their faces while they're on the stage, the joy and the love that they give to the audience.
Yes, I really like all the smiles on the faces all the time and the positive energy.
神韵使观众认识到保留传统文化的重要性。
I realized how beautiful actually the culture was and is, of course, but maybe now is a little bit hidden.
I was talking to some of the people that were sitting behind me today, and we were talking about the idea of culture in our society and the fact that we need to preserve this.
神韵同时传递了信仰对社会的重要作用。
Throughout this performance, what I felt was the very spiritual sort of tradition, Chinese tradition, and I believe this performance could inspire everybody who watches that to be more spiritual, to follow their heart more than their their logic.
Meditation and prayer benefits society, and groups have gotten together and meditated and have shown that it impacts the society as a whole.
Very educational in a sense, morally educational in fact.
The fact that while your government is trying to keep you out of the country, the show on the other hand continues to grow around the world. That says it all.
新唐人美中记者站密西根州底特律采访报道。
I walked in here not knowing much about what I was going to see, and I came out with a lot. The colors, the vibrant dancing, the stories that went along with the choreography and without any words. It was very self-explanatory, very enlightening, and I really enjoyed the show.
Well, this is my second time seeing it, and the music and the costumes are absolutely beautiful. The color for me is my favorite part, the explosions of color. I love the pink and the greens, absolutely beautiful. I was brought to tears a few times actually, it was so beautiful. And just the performance, the performers are beautiful. Their bodies and the way they can move the fabric through the space is absolutely wondrous.
承包商 Troy Weber 先生喜爱神韵展现的源远流长、丰富多彩的历史文化。
I think it communicates a lot about the history of the Asian culture, and how deep and rich it really is, and what it has to offer. And I think it's very important to know where we all come from, what our ancestors have been through, what has gotten us to this point. And I think it's very important to preserve those things.
加拿大瑜伽工作室业主凯莉·考文女士赞美神韵给这个星球带来了和平。
I would say I received that information, like they were able to bring it through their dance, the story, and what they're fighting for and what they believe in and bringing peace on the planet. That it was quite touching. In the very last act, I think it was called The Last Moment, and you saw it visually that even though someone was wronged, they turned around and acted in kindness towards that very same person. And that takes a big open heart to be able to do that. So it was inspiring.
新唐人美中记者站美国密西根州底特律市采访报道。